Redoing NHL moves featuring the Buffalo Sabres from 2008 to 2015. After the 2008 season, the Sabres make 2 trades. Buffalo Sabres trade Derek Roy and the rights to Brian Campbell to the Chicago Blackhawks for Dustin Byfuglien and a 2009 second-round pick. The Buffalo Sabres also trade Ryan Miller to the St. Louis Blues for Erik Johnson and a first-round pick in 2010. 2008 draft. Pick 12, Tyler Myers. Pick 44, Travis Hamonic. Pick 81, Adam Henrique. Pick 101, Cam Atkinson. Pick 104, Jared Spurgeon. After the 2009 season, the Sabres make 2 major trades. Buffalo Sabres trade Drew Stafford, Jaroslav Spacek, and Tim Connolly to the Columbus Blue Jackets for Derek Brassard and a second-round pick in 2010. The Sabres also trade Jochen Hesch and Tony Lindman to the Atlanta Thrashers for a second-round pick in 2009. Because the Sabres don't have Ryan Miller and Derek Roy, the Sabres lose a lot more games. They end up with the 5th pick in the 2009 draft. The Sabres trade up in the second round of the 2009 draft. Trade picks 59 and 66 to the Ottawa Senators for pick 46. Pick 5, Brayden Schenn. Pick 46, Robin Lehner. 72, Mattias Ekholm. Pick 104, Marcus Foligno. After the 2010 season, the Sabres make 2 huge trades. First, they trade Thomas Vanek to the New York Islanders for a first-round pick in 2010. Then they trade Tim Connolly to the Toronto Maple Leafs for a second-round pick in 2011. The Sabres finished the 2009-2010 season with one of the worst records in the league. They end up with the 4th pick in the draft. The Sabres end up actually trading back in the draft. They trade pick 4 to the Florida Panthers for pick 19, 36, 50, and a first-round pick in 2011. 2010 draft. Pick 17, Vladimir Tarasenko. Pick 19, Evgeny Kuznetsov. Pick 36, Justin Faulk. Pick 50, Calle Jarnkrok. Pick 64, Bryan Rust. After the 2011 season, the Sabres make 1 major trade. Buffalo Sabres trade Jason Pominville to the Dallas Stars for Matt Niskanen and a first-round pick in 2013. The Buffalo Sabres still have one of the worst records in the league as Kuznetsov and Tarasenko haven't come over from Russia yet. Buffalo also allowed the most goals in the league that season as they have Jonas Enroth to start in goal. The Sabres end up with the 6th pick in the draft. The Sabres once again trade back in the draft as they don't need any more centers or defensemen. They trade pick 6 to the Anaheim Ducks for pick 30, 39, 53, and a first-round pick in 2012. 2011 draft. Pick 3, Jonathan Huberdeau. Pick 30, R.Rakell. Pick 39, J. Gibson. Pick 53, William Karlsson. The Sabres do not make the huge mistake of signing Christian Ehrhoff or Billy Leno. Instead, they stick with their slow but effective rebuild. Dustin Byfuglien is re-signed to a 5-year deal worth $5.2 million per season. In the 2011-2012 season, the Sabres see Brayden Schenn emerge as a budding young star. Erik Johnson, Dustin Byfuglien, and Justin Faulk form a great young core on defense. Robin Lehner becomes the #1 goalie and does solid for his first season as a starter. The Sabres are a much improved team, but they still missed the playoffs. At the 2012 draft, the Sabres trade up. They trade picks 12 and 44 to the Washington Capitals for pick 11. The Sabres also trade down in the draft. They trade pick 6 to the Tampa Bay Lightning for pick 19, 53, and a first-round pick in 2013. 2012 draft, pick 11, Philip Forsberg. Pick 19, Andrei Vasilevskiy. Pick 53, Jimmy Vesey. Since the Sabres are very stacked at center with Kuznetsov, Brayden Schenn, Derek Brassard, and Adam Henrique, they don't need to trade for Ryan O'Reilly. Erik Johnson is re-signed to a 5-year deal worth $4 million per season. The Sabres make the playoffs in the 2012-2013 season behind the dynamic duo of Evgeny Kuznetsov and Vladimir Tarasenko. The Sabres now have the 20th pick in the draft. The Sabres received the Lightning's first-round pick in 2013 on a draft day trade made in 2012. The Lightning finished with the 3rd worst record in the league that season. That means the 3rd overall pick goes to the Sabres. 2013 draft. Pick 3, Seth Jones. Pick 10, Josh Morrissey. 20, Anthony Mantha. Pick 52, Jake Gunsel. Pick 81, Miles Wood. Nazem Kadri is re-signed to a 3-year deal worth $3.5 million per season. Jared Spurgeon is re-signed to a 3-year deal worth $2.6 million per season. After the 2014 season, the Sabres make a huge trade. Buffalo Sabres trade Tyler Myers and Adam Henrique to the Toronto Maple Leafs for Nazem Kadri and Jake Gardiner. The Sabres also trade Matt Niskanen to the Boston Bruins for Ryan Spooner and a second-round pick in 2015. The Sabres don't have the 2nd worst record anymore. In fact, now they make it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals, only to lose to the New York Rangers in 6 games. The Sabres now have the 28th pick in the draft. At the 2014 draft, the Sabres trade up. Sabres trade picks 28 and 58 to the Pittsburgh Penguins for pick 22. 2014 draft, pick 22, David Pastrnak. Pick 49, Brandon Montour. Pick 74, Braden Point. pick 88, Victor Arvidsson. Brayden Schenn is re-signed to a 3-year deal with $3 million per season. Justin Faulk is re-signed to a 6-year deal with $4.8 million per season. After the 2015 season, the Sabres make one major trade. Buffalo Sabres trade Erik Johnson and Derek Brassard to the Phoenix Coyotes for M.Ekholm-S.Jones and a first-round pick in 2016. Originally in the 2014-2015 season, the Sabres had the worst record in the league. However, this time around, they have the best record in the league. Behind the goalie tandem of J.Gibson and A.Vasilevskiy, the Sabres allowed the fewest goals against in the league. The Sabres were also top 5 in the league in goals scored as well. The Buffalo Sabres end up winning the 2015 Stanley Cup. This means they don't have the second overall pick anymore, which means no Jack Eichel. Instead, they end up with the 30th pick in the draft. 2015 draft. Pick 30, Sebastian Aho. Pick 45, Vince Dunn. The Sabres don't trade for Evander Kane and avoid decimating the roster. Buffalo Sabres make a couple trades before the beginning of the season. Buffalo Sabres trade Cam Atkinson to the Arizona Coyotes for Jordan Martinook and a first-round pick in 2016. The Sabres also trade Travis Hamonic to the Edmonton Oilers for a first-round pick in 2017. Robin Lehner and Marcus Foligno are dealt to the Ottawa Senators for a second-round pick in 2016 and a fourth-round pick in 2017. Dustin Byfuglien is traded to the Montreal Canadiens for a first-round pick in 2016 and a second-round pick in 2017. Jake Gardiner is traded to the Anaheim Ducks for a second-round pick in 2016 and a second-round pick in 2017. Evgeny Kuznetsov is re-signed to a 2-year deal with $3 million per season. Vladimir Tarasenko is re-signed to an 8-year deal with $7.5 million per season. Jonathan Huberdeau is re-signed to a 2-year deal with $3.5 million per season. M.Ekholm-S.Boedker is re-signed to a 1-year deal with $3 million per season. The following contracts start in the 2016-17 season. F.Forsberg is re-signed to a 6-year deal with $6 million per season. Hampus Lindholm is re-signed to a 6-year deal with $5.2 million per season. Ekholm is re-signed to a 6-year deal with $3.75 million per season. This is how the lineup looks like at the beginning of the 2015-16 season. The first line is Jonathan Huberdeau, Brayden Schenn, and Vladimir Tarasenko. The second line is F.Forsberg, Evgeny Kuznetsov, and D.Pastrnak. The third line is R.Rakell-N.Kadri-M.Boedker and M.Ekholm-S.Jones. The fourth line is Jordan Martinook, William Karlsson, and Bryan Rust. The first D pair is M.Ekholm and Seth Jones. The second D pair is Hampus Lindholm and Justin Faulk. The third D pair is Josh Morrissey and J.Spurgeon. Goaltenders are J.Gibson and A.Vasilevskiy. Next, I'll be redoing off-season moves for the Ottawa Senators from 2009 to 2016.